Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many, from passion projects to enterprise-grade systems, everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now. How would you like to increase bat speed 5 to 10 miles per hour in as little as 2 weeks? Trey Sykes here, Division I All-American first baseman, and I always get asked the same question. How do I increase bat speed and power? Let's break it down, because I want to show you a fast and easy way to do exactly that. If you want to get stronger and build muscle, what do? You lift heavy weights, right? Increasing your bat speed and power is no different. You want to train with a heavier bat. Training with a heavier bat builds the swing muscles, making your swing strong and more powerful. But there's one big issue. Every heavier bat on the market is end-loaded, so the weight is toward the end of the bat and in the barrel. But that's not what we want. Here's why. Imagine holding a sledgehammer from the handle. Just like every heavy training bat on the market, the weight is on the end of the hammer, right? Now try swinging it. With all the weight at the end, it makes your hands come around the ball, which breaks down your mechanics. But we don't want to break down our mechanics, do we? That's what the heavy training bats on the market are doing. They're breaking down your mechanics. So even though you're getting stronger, it's ruining your swing. But now hold that same sledgehammer from right below the weight near the head of the hammer. It's much easier to control, isn't it? Same sledgehammer, same weight, but the weight placement is different, making it easier to control. That's what the Camwood Hands and Speed Trainer does. And that's why it's the only bat I'll train with. The Camwood bat is a heavy training bat. The difference is we've added weight right above the hands instead of the barrel. So the Camwood lets you train with a heavier bat without breaking down your mechanics. In fact, it will improve your mechanics because with the weight above the hands, it forces your hands to the ball, creating the proper bat path. So not only will it increase your bat speed and power, you're also going to improve your mechanics. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Imagine what it would look like if you gained 10 miles per hour of bat speed over the next 30 days. What would that do for you at the plate? It would give you a ton of confidence, wouldn't it? It's kind of like playing the MLB The Show video game. The better the hitter, the more confidence he has at the plate, the bigger the hitting cursor is, which makes it more likely you'll get a hit, right? Now, imagine standing at the plate in the real world with that level of confidence. Your hitting cursor is the size of the strike zone, like in the video game. You just know that no matter where the ball is pitched, I'm going to hit it and do some damage. That's what it's like after training with the Camwood bat and having confidence at the plate. Now, you may be thinking, who's this for? Everyone, really. The Camwood bat is for the baseball and softball players looking to increase their bat speed and improve their mechanics. Players from 6 years old up to the pros train with the Camwood bat. Are you ready to join them and improve your bat speed and power? Train your swing, hone your mechanics, and skyrocket your confidence at the plate? Let's go. Click the button below and get your hands on a Camwood bat today.
Yeah, as one Kirk Shank, one and only Blue Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Blue Swiftly talk, giving you a perspective on teamwork you will not get anywhere else. Where we do not teach you how to rise to the occasion, we teach you how to fall to your level of preparation, meaning prepping day in and day out, getting yourself staying ready so you don't have to get yourself ready. Falling to your level of preparation. We're in the sports month now, right? We're in that month of October. We got football in full swing. We got baseball going to the postseason. We got basketball getting started up. This is when the Move Swiftly brand, the Move Swiftly sports marketing platform comes to life, baby. Woo! It comes to life. It comes to life in so many different ways because you get that sports month where it's all here now. Everything. We're the last couple of days in September, and now it's October, and now we're getting back to what the way the world should be. All sports, all day, every day. All right. So all that being said, let me get into today's Make Your Move Monday kickoff question along with, so there's two things happening today on the live stream. Make sure you, by the way, comment, like, subscribe, share this out. 2 things happening on the live stream today. Number 1, again, the Make You Move Monday kickoff question, which I'm going to address briefly here. But also, at the last Monday of every month, I break down what my goals were last month, see how I did, give myself a grade, do this publicly, and then we set some goals up for next month, or I talk you through the goals that I have for next month. And these are attainable goals. And I don't never do more than 3, just things that need to get done in the direction we need to be focused on. That's how you give your life some purpose. That's how you give your life some direction. That's how you give your life an understanding of this is where I am now, where I want to be in the future, but I got to take the short-term steps. I got to take the steps to get there day in and day out. All right. That's the way it's supposed to work. You got to have your goals written down somewhere that you can get to right now so you can get better. All right. So all that being said, let's get into the Make You Move Monday kickoff question today. We are breaking down the difference. What is the difference? Here it is. All right. Plain and simple, because I deal with it every single day. Been dealing with it every single day for the past fucking decade. It's over a decade. Ever since I stopped playing football, I've been dealing with this very question. And even during my last 2 years of playing college football, I played for a small Division I program in Stony Brook University, and this was the issue with a lot of the smaller programs at the Division I level. It's right here. What is the difference? There's not a clear difference. Too often do people not have a clear difference between convenient leadership and real leadership, right? They have to understand, all right? That's the question. Do you know the difference between convenient leadership and real leadership? Convenient leadership is like this 7-Eleven that I go to every once in a while. It's always open. If you want some coffee, whatever time of day, it's always open. Now, real leadership is when you have to actually reserve a spot, spend some time, spend in a couple months, save up a little cash here and there so you can go eat at this high-class 5-star restaurant. Real leadership is when you built something like that. Convenient is when you're just always available and, they come to you or people come to you and you just do whatever. Real leadership is different. And the problem that we have in pretty much all organizations, I wouldn't even put this in a situation where it's just 1 or 2. It's all organizations because of what the internet has done and the following that any, Joe Schmo can get out there. The group of friends, the connected world that we live in is there's a lot of folks out there who are confused with this concept, and they think because they have a lot of vanity metrics, because they have a ton of followers, because they have a ton of this people around them or interact with a lot of different people, now that automatically propels them to be a leader. That is not the case. That's just being convenient. All right. Real leaders do things that are unpopular. Real leaders really don't have a whole lot of following. They know how to lead the right people, lead the right way. And the biggest takeaway from today's Move Swiftly Thought and throughout this entire week when we're going to be discussing it is accountability. They are the first ones willing to take some accountability for their shit. And when you take the accountability, this is the way it works, right? You take the accountability for something, you're often given more responsibility, which in many ways, in many situations, if you do it the right way, that leads to more money, all right? And I'm going to end with that. I want you guys to really take that into consideration because we're going to be discussing it throughout the entire week, is the folks out there who take some accountability for their shit, they're often given more responsibility, which in many ways leads to more cash, more money. More responsibility means more actual money in your pocket because you're taking the accountability for things that need to be done. That's the way it works. But it's not going to work if you're more on the convenient leadership side. You have to be a real leader right now in order to even have the mindset of really taking accountability for certain things. So again, we're going to dive deeper into all of this throughout the entire week. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all the work I do. It's makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs as one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.
All right, you heard it here, folks. You see what we're going to be discussing today. We're diving deeper into the concept of real leadership versus convenient leadership. Let me just reintroduce myself to anybody that is new to this channel, new to this world. Be sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing this out to anybody, any business owner out there that is in need of employee development, that is looking to develop a system towards employee development. Again, the name as one Crookshank, one and only, like how I did that, right? But one and only Move Swiftly speaker, former Division I college football player, current 5-time, soon to be 6-time published author and educator. The whole Move Swiftly system is all about taking the innovative teamwork lessons that you learn on the football field and applying them to businesses and business owners. So they have a staff and/or group of employees that moves like a championship high school or youth football team. All the information, if you would like to get more info on that, is on makeyourmove.com. You can get a free guide. You can book me to speak, or you can learn more about me. Again, hit the Innovative Teamwork tab to see the results that you will get. All right. Turn your business into a championship team. It is common knowledge that the best way to win in business or in life is by avoiding ways to lose. Whether you just started a new business or you've been in business for quite some time, there's no getting around the need to hire or outsource. The key part right there, right? Hire or outsource. Given the AI, given the world we live in now, it's about hiring or outsourcing. It's about deciding whether you're going to hire or outsource certain elements of your organization so things can run as efficiently as possible. When you book your meeting with Aswan, he'll diagnose what the issues are with your current system and then strategically create a system in which will lead to a reduced amount of turnover or a clear understanding of the parts of your business that need to be outsourced. That's really the key, really a huge key in this whole process in this AI-driven world that we're in now. We're officially in an AI-driven world. It's a matter of, hey, do I hire a human being or do I outsource it with other elements, other people that have adopted and know how to use AI? You're not going to get around the need for a actual human brain and making sure that you actually have some common sense in your staff, right? Because that's something that is very important. But you also got to make sure you are clear on what exactly you need people doing. What exactly do you need AI doing? What exactly are the things and the elements that are going to be needing to make it a success? And that's how you build a business. That's how you build a strong organization these days. All right. So we're going to be diving into all the Make Your Move kickoff question today, but also a big thing when we're talking about accountability is what I do at the last Monday of every single month is I go back and see the goals that I had for the previous month, and then I put forth new goals for the next month to make sure I'm staying on task, to make sure the short-term goals are exactly where they need to be. All right, so let's jump into it. As I'm developing in the live stream world, I'm keeping myself from going over 25 minutes. So it is I've definitely come a long way considering that I used to be on here for over an hour talking college football, talking reaction, talking all sorts of things. But again, I do a lot of that throughout the day, throughout the morning. I get a lot of that done throughout my Move Swiftly thoughts. So as I get here on the Mondays, Tuesdays, and the Wednesdays, I have my articles already written so we can go through them line by line. And again, the reason I call myself a 6-time published author soon to be 6-time published author is because these articles are actually going to be in the book format for you to actually have. So you see how I process these things every single day. Wintrepreneur Volume 1, Wintrepreneur Volume 2, 3, 3. Again, these are the systems that I'm going to be able to help you create in your business because you're lacking it. I got news for you. You're lacking a solid system to keep people employed. I know you are because it's always changing. All right. So all that being said, let's jump into the article today. All right. So number 1, Make Your Move Monday. Make Your Move Monday. What is real leadership versus convenient leadership? All right. Plus the September recap and October goals. Now, this image, oh man, this was a time. It was my first time in the Keys actually about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I took a cruise. I took the Virgin Voyage, and we stopped in the Keys. We stopped in the Bahamas, and I walked all the way down to that southernmost point. And you see the sea. I'm just like, oh my God, just take me back. It's a beautiful, an absolute beautiful time. I'm definitely gonna have to do that cruise again at some point. It's an adult only cruise, which was a blast. Seeing that I work with children all day throughout the day, I'm around children 7 days a week, and being around all adults for about 4 days was absolutely something that I enjoyed. So every time I look back at it, it brings back some serious memories, man. So that was I chose that because the title today matches exactly what it is I'm doing. Well, it always does, but when we're talking about accountability and we're talking about how to decipher, right? The big thing to take away before I even get started today, big thing we have to really consider is when you're diagnosing people, all right, when you're trying to work with people or you're forced into a situation like I am, you're forced into a situation where you got to work with people that you really don't like, that you don't see yourself hanging out with outside of work and all that stuff. When you're forced to do that, you have a job to do. All right, you have a job to do, and you have to get it done. And there's no excuses on why you can't make excuses for why the jobs aren't getting done. That's number one. So because of that, you have to make a judgment towards people and say, hey, that's a person who leads when they're convenient, when it's convenient to them, and or that's a person who's a real leader. And it's in that conversation, that internal dialogue, where you get to really say to yourself, am I making the right decision by talking to this person or talking to that person? You know, if you really look at it, and again, if you're old enough to actually be eligible to work and have a job, you're old enough to really use your discernment in this manner, because you're going to know the difference. All right, you're going to know the difference between a person who's conveniently leads when it's convenient and when it's catered to them, and this is something they want to do, so they get to be the leader in this particular sense, or the person that's really leading and they happen to go out of their way to do things and make sacrifices for the good of the organization. You know the difference between the two people, and you have a choice to work with talk to the convenient leader, or you can talk to the actual real leader, and then you start to see how things work out for you. What I have to do every single day is I have to consciously make it intentionally, I have to intentionally make a decision to speak to the people who are actual real leaders and are actually willing to take some accountability for things, as opposed to speaking to folks who lead when it's convenient, lead when it's something that they want to do. That's something I have to do every single day in my place of employment. So I'm not talking at you here. The reason I'm able to teach it is because I'm living through it my own self, and say, this is how I was able to expand into doing bigger and better things for myself, is because I stopped dealing with folks who lead when it's convenient. I saw the convenient mentality, and I saw the folks who are actual real leaders that have their name behind something. And these become the people that I look to work with, that I want to learn from, that I want to get better from, that I want to, figure out how they got to their positions and how they deal with this and how they handle challenges and how they deal with, certain things going on in the organization, versus the folks who do it when it's convenient. And then they kind of act like they're doing something, right? It's a good sports analogy. It's like you hit a third, or you're on third and you act like you landed on third, or you're born on third and you act like you hit a triple. Like you're on the baseball, you act like you hit the triple to get you on third, but you're actually already on third base as himself, and you really didn't do much to deserve that, right? So that's what we're going to be discussing, right? And that's why, I don't know, that pitch just kind of hits me, because I was thinking about first time in the Keys and the water, and the whole thing is, it's going to feel like you're by yourself. It's going to feel like you're alone in a sea of water and all. That's the way it's going to feel, right? So yes. Here we go. The Move Swiftly platform is back for another Make Your Move Monday kickoff question and my monthly goals recap. As always, on the last Monday of every month, I publicly grade myself. Sure we're good with the yep. I publicly grade myself and set new goals for the month ahead. Let's dive in. So, kickoff question: real leadership versus convenient leadership. This week's kickoff question is simple but powerful. What is the difference between convenient leadership and real leadership? Here's my short answer. We'll go deeper with real examples tomorrow. So tomorrow for Top 5 Tuesday, I'll give you more stories and specific examples in terms of what real leadership looks like. But here's the short answer. Convenient leadership, just as the word implies, it's about what fits someone's personal needs, activities, or plans. It's about why stores stay open at 24/7 for convenience, whether the need leads to growth or just enables bad habits. That's a different conversation. So convenient leadership is just simply someone who is wanting to do a certain thing, so they dress it up as if they're doing something for the organization. They've been able to talk their way into getting a pass on doing certain things, so now they get to be conveniently leading the things that they want to be leading. But when it comes to actual real leadership, there's a completely different conversation. So real leadership, this is a whole different ball game, and this is what I encourage everybody to look towards becoming, because the truth of the matter is you get so much more in return when you're actually the real leader. You're not looking for validation for anybody, because you're not looking for validation from anybody, because you in your own mind is always constantly preparing for when the leadership is going to have to be something you have to come to, right? You have to have it in your mind that I don't need the validation. I need to be of the mindset of how did I grow today and how did I get better today. You won't need validation for anybody. So this is a whole different ballgame. It requires everything but convenience. Real leadership is a 24-hour job. Sure, the recognition and the compensation may come with it, but the biggest challenge is the inevitable clash with convenient leaders. That clash can be explosive. And this is something that actually happened to me recently, is myself as a real leader was in a room full of convenient leaders, and you see the clash, you see the constant clash in terms of the mindset I'm having to where, hey, I want to do what's best for the school. I want to make sure the school doesn't put themselves in a bad situation that can blow up in everybody's face and not just have bad things happen for the organization, versus convenient leaders where it's like, okay, this is the thing I want to do, so I'm going to conveniently put myself in situations where it's just better for me because it just is so much more convenient for me to do this, that, and the third. That's a clash. It's going to be a clash, all right? And I'm speaking from my personal experience, but this is something that happens in every single organization. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen regardless of where you work. You can't avoid this clash. There's a real leader, and then there's a convenient leader that's going to be constantly clashing. And that is actually the work. That's actually the real job. The job isn't whatever is on your job description. It's part of it, yes, but actually getting it done every day when you're dealing with a clash between two different mindsets, that becomes the job. Hey, let's not let personal bullshit get in the way of what the job description is. Do the job. Can't stand each other. That's totally fine. No one's asking you to like anybody, but keep moving up forward as you do your damn job. When it gets to the point where you're not doing your job, that's when, management, ownership, investor, all those kinds of things start to step in because job's not being done. All right. That has to sit with a lot of you guys, because what happens, again, this isn't just in the place where I'm employed, but this is the case with a lot of organizations, and you see it all the time as it affects our kids, is that the idea of going to their place of business or going to work or going to school and trying to be friends with people, be nice to people, all that stuff, it starts to affect the way you run your shit, and it starts to soften you up. You got to start getting a little more hard and having a little more backbone to say, hey, I don't give a shit about being your friend. I'm just here to do a damn job, go home and take care of your family and all that kind of stuff. That's where a lot of the people that you have around you, that's where it becomes so important. So personally, I pride myself on being a real leader. And yes, convenient leaders can get in the way of progress. But over time, I've sharpened my ability to spot them faster, which allows me to push forward with even more momentum. And that's really what it's all about. So, and again, we'll dive deeper into that concept tomorrow as I give you examples of what real leadership looks like. And I have specific stories and certain things that happened in my own life that showed me. I was blessed enough to be around several people that showed me exactly what a real leader will do when, the cameras aren't watching. They're not looking for validation. It's just, hey, what you got to do in the moment. It's either you're going to choose to lead or you're going to choose to, bullshit your way through certain things. All right. So September goals recap. All right. So last month, here was my September goals. Let's put the article up. Let's look through them. September goals. It was number 1, grow the traffic at Palm Beach Boxing and create a referral system. No, that was the August goals. So September goals are here. So here we go. So September goals was clean up the live stream show for virtual viewers, build a new work rhythm around football season, right? Because football season is coming, and decide on a boxing training structure. So those were the 3 things that I had to make sure got done for September. Let's see how I did. All right. Again, so done. You can catch right. So what I meant when I said clean up the live show for virtual viewers, I had to do it a different way. So the film session Saturday games, if you can just look at, I won't play anything, but as you can see now, you have the full games, you have the thumbnails, you have everything where it needs to be as football season is now kicked off. The goal is to become a play-by-play announcer for college football. And as you can see, I have all the games, full games. It's a lot cleaner in terms of what my virtual viewers can look at. So I'm working on getting more subscribers. By the way, make sure if you're into college football and stuff like that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's called Film Session Saturday. All right. Next thing that had to get done, build a new work rhythm around football season. this is where this needs work. So you're right now. This needs work. This needs work. I'll be honest. Football season hit harder than I expected. My own personal relationship. I'll tell you right now. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. My own personal relationship with my girl, it started to strain a little bit. It started to bend. It's funny because I was just telling her how, the bend but don't break concept that I have. Yeah, it started to bend a little bit because, and the thing is, I kind of knew that because we would hang out like all Saturday and stuff. But as soon as football came around, there were certain things that were going on where it's like, yo, I got to be there for this. I got to watch it. But football season hit harder than expected. My personal relationship felt the strain. No details. I'm not going to give you guys too many details, but trust me, it is being addressed. It's being addressed as we speak. So time to become more strategic before we get to Saturday and football's here. And it's like, yo, Aswan, remember now, you're in a relationship now and you got to kind of work around football season. You'll just get to do what you want to watch football all day and stuff like that. So that's number 2. Number 3, decide on a boxing training structure. So progress was made on this. So instead of just boxing, I'm going to focus more on a youth group fitness classes. I received the green light from my superiors in which I can pursue a certification that is it's an ACE certification. It's very popular among a lot of fitness folks, where I'm able to now train everyone. It's basically a certification saying I'm able to train everyone from elementary school all the way to the high school level. So instead of just boxing, we're going to just focus on youth group fitness classes and build towards that. So I received the green light to pursue a certification to train elementary through high school kids. With my background in boxing, it's simply a matter of finishing the course and executing it. And once I have that, we're able to move forward. So overall grade I'm giving myself is B+. B+, particularly because number 2 is because I recognized it and I did a lot of things in my own personal life that have nothing to really do with her per se, to make sure I'm showing up, being emotionally available and taking care of needs. So I'm not, living a selfish life. So as I close out, I'm gonna close you guys out soon. Here are my October goals, and we'll see how we do it. Right. So time to reset. Here's what I'm looking locking in for October. Number 1. Don't let football interfere with my personal relationship. This one hit home while I was watching. This was last weekend, while I was watching the Michigan versus Nebraska. While I was watching Michigan beat Nebraska's ass at a bar. It was actually in Hope Sound. I was briefly befriended by a Miami fan who admitted, listen, check this out. He said he was on his second divorce because of football. I love the game more than anybody, but I'm not willing to get a divorce over the game of football. No, I'm not doing that. So that won't be me. Football is my passion, but balance is leadership. I know how to, bend and, have that conversation. So number 1 is I won't let football interfere with my personal relationship. I won't do that. I swear I'm not going to do that. Number 2, build a network that caters to high school students. So at my current school, at my current K-5 school, I can feel like, again, right now, I can tell you right now, without even blinking an eye, I personally, every single day, I can feel the tension with staff members. And that's a good thing. I'm not even saying there's a bad thing. I can personally feel tension with staff members that I deal with every day, and it's a good thing. Growth requires that friction, that tension. If you want to grow, you're going to have to feel that friction. You can't avoid it. My strength is in being the liaison between high school students and a more fruitful future. October is about leaning into the mentality of practicing what I preach, feeling that tension among staff members, utilizing and figuring out what's going to be best for the high school students, and leaning into that because I know that's where we're going to grow and get better into the next phase of where we're trying to go. All right. And number three, launch a youth group fitness business that's aligned with my core business. These classes the youth fitness business has to be in alignment with my core business. These classes must roll out in a way that complements my main $60,000 a year offer for employee development systems. It's not about doing more things. It's about integrating them into a larger vision, which is exactly what the school I teach at. It's about integration every single day. So I got to integrate the youth fitness classes with employee development systems and allow that to make the offer. So final word, real leadership isn't convenient. It's challenging. It's consistent. And it often comes with resistance. Remember that resistance, but resistance is where growth lives. This October, I'm doubling down on balance, alignment, and expansion. Question for you is, Are you leading for convenience or for real? Mic drop. All right. Again, main website to check out to dive deeper into all the work I do. It's makeitmove.com. It's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one, Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.